Good afternoon. Welcome back to lunch. I'm not going to use the microphone. My wife tells me I have a big mouth, so I'm just going to go with that. No need to fight the obvious, I guess. My name is Zach Dentowski, as Steve said. I'm the president of the Connecticut GIS User Network. Now, similar to you guys here in New York City, where you have a volunteer organization, we're the same, except here you guys incorporate only the boroughs and the surrounding metro area. For us, it's the entire state. A little bit about me, very, very briefly. Which reading my bio is pretty concise. 10 plus years in the industry, various aspects, both public and private sector, as well as academia. So I've kind of seen a little bit of everything, and currently I'm the president of the Connecticut organization. So let's talk about how we usually see Connecticut. We tend to think that Connecticut loses its identity a little bit. In the Northeast, everything is either New York or Boston. Connecticut kind of gets lost in the shuffle. So this is a pretty fair assessment, depending on, I guess, the time of year. If you can't see something, then just laugh at yourself. A little bit more about Connecticut. We were at just less than 5,000 square miles in size, and just nice, and this statistic blows my mind. The entire state of Connecticut, is just less than half of the New York City population alone. We're equal to the Queens and the Bronx. That's it. So you guys, dwarf us. We've got eight counties, 169 towns. Now, we really don't have a county government in Connecticut. It's more 169 independent fiefdoms, we like to see ourselves. And sometimes that can be both a good thing and a bad thing. And if I'm going too fast, I'm going to try and make my 8-minute limit that Steve and my organization is giving me. I don't want to impose on anyone's time. So let's talk about what's in the news. In Connecticut, we had a bill come up this past summer. It wasn't a really great, favorable bill. No one was really pushing it other than the governor himself. It's Bill 5027. It was to streamline government at the state level. And what they were doing is they looked at all these boards and committees within the government and tried to say, all right, who's pretty much useless? Well, unfortunately, they weren't real up and knowledgeable about what GIS did for the state. So they were actually going to cut the state GIS council. We were real happy, so just about every GIS user in the state threw up their arms and said, no! I'm happy to say that bill actually did not get voted on, so the GIS council is still alive and well. State Senate Bill 426 came about because of the two big storms we had in the Northeast. Back we had Hurricane Irene. We also had the big winter storm in October that some of you might have gotten a good portion of here in New York as well. And we had some serious power outages. Pretty much the entire state was without power for upwards of 9 days. GIS would have been a great tool if it was used, but the power companies, the electric companies, decided they weren't going to share any of their data. Well, we went to the state legislature, and now there's a bill that says, yeah, now you have to share your data with municipalities, state organizations, anyone at the government level. It's protected under the Data Sensitivity for Homeland Security Act. So they don't have to worry about us giving it to the people who want to do harm. Let's highlight South Windsor, Connecticut. South Windsor, Connecticut, located in the relative northeast portion of the state. My buddy Scott Roberts is up there as the director of their webpage if you want to check them out. And what they do is they work with Esri, and they created this thing called the Citizen Service Request Dashboard. So it runs on their ArcGIS server, and what it does is it gives the average citizen an opportunity to report things like potholes, like fallen trees, like just various things going on in the community. So let's say there's a street festival or some sort of thing going on. Well, they can put it on the map. Now, if it's some sort of issue that requires fixing or requires attention, well, the public works folks see this in real time. And every morning they get a report. And their report highlights all the things that need addressing for that day, so it lets them provide these services on a very rapid basis. And for this, actually, you're going to get an Esri STAG Award out in San Diego in July. So we're very proud of it. Let's talk about Vernon, Connecticut. This is an app I think that would grab Steve's attention here. It's a mobile fire app running on an Android platform. And it came about because the fire chief came to my friend Aaron Nash in Vernon and said, when we go to a fire, we're constantly needing, to go to the paper maps, or we have to go to the computer that's mounted in the truck where we have GIS running, and sometimes that's not real mobile for us. They came here and they said, "Can you help us out?" I said, "Sure, I can." So we created this nifty little app for the Chiefs Android phones, and they can do all kinds of great things. Geocode addresses and ID different things in the area. They can find fire hydrants and make measurements. They know how long their hose runs are. And it integrates with the device compass, so they always know, which direction things are going. And they can actually check it out on the Google Play App Store. So you might want to check that out. Hartford, Connecticut. They're using BlackBerry. Not a tool that you hear much about today because RIM has had some real PR issues, I guess you could say, some marketing issues. But there's an app that they're using in Hartford to combat graffiti. So I'm sure here in New York City that's a common problem. But it lets the police officers go out and examine the graffiti. They fill out a form, they take pictures of it, they put on a map. They can get a better picture of gang activity and taggers, and they can identify. Maybe there's one tagger that's perpetually marking buildings and things like that, and they can try and put a pattern to touch them and take care of it. Use the Flex Viewer. It's got a custom input form. Again, they can attach photos to it, so police really use this on a regular basis, and very, very useful for getting search warrants and things like that. In closing, GIS alive and well in Connecticut. Mark Twain was famous for saying one of Connecticut's historical sons, "The rumors of our demise are highly overstated." Mobile applications are all the rage. All the rage. Everyone's doing them. Originally, the discussion was that the GIS Council was going to be replaced by the Office of Policy Management. That is no longer true. The Council is going to stick around for another millennium. And you're going to hear more about us in the future, guaranteed. And as always, we're always welcome to opportunities for regional cooperation across state lines. I mean, like I said, we're your next door neighbor, Come to us for more than just a cup of sugar. Thank you.